Okay, we are back Wednesday, March 11th, 5:12 p.m. I did the previous live 2 minutes ago. We had some problems with the resolution, so I am doing this new live. Hopefully this is working better. So tell me if it's working better or not. Let me just open my console on my end. So if you can give me a thumbs up where you see my screen in the back moving. Okay, yes, it's moving. I can see it myself. Okay, so let's just continue where we picked off. So downward channel is no longer there. So Tesla today, it's not yesterday, and nobody knew when it was going to happen. We had, thank you, Richie. So we had the idea it was going to happen eventually. Nobody knew when. Thank you, Dollar Smile. Thank you, Cool Cucumber. So we did not know when, but it happened today. We don't need to know when anyway. We just need to see it happen as it happens. We see it happen, you know. I can bring an umbrella with me all the time. And if it rains, I'm gonna open it. So this is like, we have our umbrellas with us all the time. Our bank account is always there. We don't need to know 3 months in advance, oh, Tesla is going to launch at this point. We don't need to. We just need to be there every single day. This is what we do. So anyway, so outside of this bearish channel, this is gone. So Tesla is no longer going down as of today, based on this downward channel. So now we need to check for a possible congestion zone that we could get stuck under. And the congestion zone, as I was saying in the last live 5 minutes ago, this is the congestion zone. 382.82 at the bottom. And guess what? 410.25 at the top. 410.25 right there. You see it here. We are not reaching 410.25. We did not reach it March 4th nor 5th. We did not reach it. We caved in a little bit lower. And today, well, boom, boom. We broke outside of it in a moment of, how can I put this? Excitement. So there was some excitement today. There was a good news. That was referring to, look at this right here. Voila. Tesla shares climb after China deliveries surge 91%. 91%. So this happened GMT at noon. Shares of Tesla, blah, blah. Tesla said deliveries of vehicles produced at its Shanghai factory totaled about 58,600 units in February, reflecting a 91% increase from a year earlier. So it's almost a doubling of production, and following a 9.3% rise recorded in January. So in January, things were still pretty high, and February beat January by 9%, and year over year, this is 91% higher. So, you know, news make the stock move fast. Does it make the stock sustain the move? That's another question that we are going to have to watch to see if this happens. So data from the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers showed exports from Tesla's Shanghai facility climbed to roughly 20,000 vehicles during the month, representing a multiple-fold increase compared with the same period the year earlier. So voila. So big news, and we need to say that you know, yes, there's a war in Iran, but you know, we are seeing some good stuff about Tesla lately. We are seeing robo-taxis being loaded up a truck. So you know, we are seeing good things. So what we are looking at right now, this stock price is really this is really a survey. This is a survey between Tesla buyers and Tesla sellers. And if we have more buyers, stock go higher. And if we have more sellers, it goes lower. So, you know, that's the stock market. That's as easy as that. Many people buying, many people selling, more people selling, more people buying. So we are watching in real time, every single day, what is the balance between the buyers and sellers. So right now, the sellers were pushing the stock price lower, 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 lower. And the buyers, you know, did not really want to buy. So the sellers had to sell at a lower and lower price. Except now, for the past 3 days, now it's the buyers that want a Tesla stock more than sellers. So the buyers are pushing it higher. Voila. So right now, it does not mean that we need to buy. We are outside of a downward channel. So it means that we are no longer going down according to that bearish channel. So right now, we need to be in the mindset that, well, we are going sideways. Tesla is going sideways. It will stop going sideways when it either goes higher than 410.25. This would be the buy signal on the daily chart. And if we close lower on the daily chart, lower than 382.82, this is a sell. Voila. It's not me telling this. It's not me telling you this. It's the previous highs and lows that have been respected in the past. History repeats itself. So this is exactly what we need to look for. A close above 410.25, a close lower than 382.82. In terms of momentum, we are looking at other things too to help us guide what is happening. So in terms of momentum, we still don't have any momentum up based on our technical indicators. We don't see momentum up yet. We are no longer going down. We are going sideways. Things are going to be more sure when we are going to start to get also our technical indicators. So closing above 410.25 is one thing. Getting our technical indicators is another thing. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart, this is kind of the play-by-play in a lot more details. So this is the this is yesterday. This is yesterday's move. We have a lot more lines and precisions on the 1 hour chart. And on the 1 hour chart right here, we have been starting to go higher. So this is the current bullish channel we are in with Tesla. So we are zigzagging, boom, boom, boom. Today, when the news came out, look at what happened in the stock. So this is when the news came. Let me just do this. Boom. This is when the news came out. Then short sellers, short-term short sellers pushed the stock down. But look at this perfection. Look at this perfection. We bounced exactly here. Exactly here. Look at this candle right here. I cannot make this up. This candle, boom, perfectly bounced on the bullish channel. This one also perfectly also. And the third one pretty good, was just a smidge lower. So the bullish channel is still respected on the 1 hour chart, and on the 1 hour chart we have momentum. So if you want to play intraday, Tesla can be bought right now, tomorrow morning, if everything stays the same. This is a little bit of a break above 406.90. So the 1 hour chart is allowing us to get in a little bit earlier. We still could be caving in to 410.25, and on the 1 hour chart, because we went as high as 416, I would tend to say 416 is the safer bet, because we went to 416, we caved in, so 416 is a really nice number also to think about. So my job here is not to tell you what to do, but to tell you what the stock is doing, and then you can choose what you want to do. So Tesla is buyable right now. Possible cave-in at 416. Possible cave-in at 410.25. On the daily chart, it's not really ready. So let's take a look at the rest of the market. So the rest of the market, you know, the VIX is the fear factor of the stock market. When the VIX goes high, the stock market goes low. And unfortunately, since the war in Iran, you know, it did not start in February, but I guess some people knew. Look at this. So VIX is climbing. Last Friday, is it last Friday? No, Monday. Monday, it opened super high, cooled down a little bit, and right now it's stabilizing a little bit above 22.39. So this is not the best. You know, I cannot lie on this. When the VIX is higher than 20 and we are at 24, stocks don't tend to move up that much. So we have a contradiction right here. We have Tesla on the 1 hour chart that's starting to move a little bit. It's not trying to move yet higher on the daily chart. And this one right here, you know, with the VIX at 24, this is not too conducive to buy stocks. Just telling you things like they are. So there's more risk. There's more risk in getting into anything in the stock market because of the VIX. Let's take a look at Dow Jones to see what's the rest. What does the rest of the stock market is doing? What is the rest of the stock market doing? So Dow Jones has been coming down too. Right now we are stabilizing above 47,039. We are stabilizing right here. We'll see if it starts to go higher. Right now there's no indication that it wants to go higher. Right now it's just stabilizing. SPX, this is still into a downward trend. No momentum up at all either. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart to get a bit more precise, we are stabilizing. Well, we have been stabilizing for the last part of the day, and we came down a little bit today. We came down a little bit because why? Because we have this downward trend. We have these two lines actually. And we caved in there. We caved into these two lines, and now we are stopping for now. So we'll see what is going to happen if SPX starts to break outside of this downward trend, which could happen as soon as tomorrow. Nobody knows when. Nobody can really predict the future. So nobody knows when, but as I said, we don't need to know when. We just need to be there when it happens to be able to act on it. So if you see tomorrow that we are starting to break this outer line, then this is going to start telling us that the stock market is as a whole, because this is representing 500 stocks. Tesla is one. It's not doing too bad today, but it's one. So this is representing 500 stocks. So if the movement of 500 stocks is stopping to go down, it's no longer going down and starts to go sideways, then this is going to validate what's happening with Tesla. So sometimes we have a stock that stops to go down faster than some others, and sometimes maybe within a few days they all do pretty much the same pattern. So Tesla might be a canary in the coal mine with stopping to go down. So this remains to be seen. This is why you need to watch this channel tomorrow. You need to watch this channel tomorrow. I do 5 videos a week. This one is free on Wednesday. The others, you need to be at the 5 video a week level. It's super cheap. Super cheap, the cost of a Starbucks, and you get 25 videos a month looking at Tesla, VIX, stock indices, Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and silver. Okay, so the speech is done. So right now this is still going down, so we need to watch if it starts to trend sideways like Tesla tomorrow. This is going to be interesting to see. QQQ, this is another index. This one is going sideways already. You see, so this one is another canary in the coal mine. This one was coming down and then no, stopped going down. So this is confirming what I've been telling you. When we are getting outside of a downward channel, we need to check if it's going to get stuck into a congestion zone. And yes, this one is currently is. But at least it stopped going down. SPX has not stopped going down. So this one is further along even than Tesla. And NASDAQ, look at this. Same thing. Going sideways. Going sideways within a downward trend. Okay. So this one is not as nice. We need to get it at least outside of this. So this one might need a couple of weeks to go sideways. Because right now, yes, it's going sideways, but it's going sideways within a downward trend. So it's really going down. It's temporarily going sideways, but it's really going down. So, you know, yeah, we have QQQ, that's better. We have NASDAQ, we have SPX. SPX is really close to getting outside of its downward trend. Okay, let's take a look at, let's start with gold. So gold, you know, gold has been doing great. Look at this. Gold is following this line. And it's staying below that line. Yeah, there was an exception right here. But this is the trajectory of gold. And when gold is close to the support side, it tends to go on the other side. And here it stayed a long time on the support side, went on this other side, and now we are getting close to that support side again. And when we get to that support side again, we tend to go higher. So maybe we are going to have another move with gold soon. So at the worst, we are talking about, see, these are the number of candles that we would need. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So this is what we have. This is still buyable. This is buyable because we are into this bullish trend. If we buy right now, you could suffer this. You could suffer this. Of course, it can do this too, but you can suffer this. If you buy here, well, you need to suffer this. This is why it's better to buy on the support side. On the support side, we have less stuff that we suffer. The trade starts to gain profit on paper at least earlier. So this is getting close to where the suffering could be very low. So that's for gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver, this is looking nicer and nicer. This is the bullish channel. This is a brand new one. Brand new one. It's been relatively new. And look at how it's following this. You know, each of these lines are all, no, sorry. Each of these wicks under the candles are right smack on that line. So, you know, this is not lying. This line is representing the buyers. This is a frontier. This is a frontier where the buyers are showing up and where the sellers are caving in and retreating. This is exactly what we are seeing right now. So, you know, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But this one is looking especially good because we are close to this support side. So we don't have much to suffer. You put the stop loss just below here and you're good. Whereas with gold, well, the stop loss is here. So stop loss is further down. On silver, it's super close. So so less risk and more reward because the reward is here. It's on this side. Okay, so that's that. And Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is starting to move. We have momentum on the daily chart for Bitcoin. So that's That's already something that we know. This is a fact. So Bitcoin, we have our green zone, our buy zone. We have it at 71,788. Why that number? Well, because that's the number we tried 4 times in February to break. We tried in February, on February 15th. We could not even go that high. We tried to stay above it March 4th. We caved in. We tried again, cannot make this up. We tried again. Look at the high of that day right here. The high of yesterday was 71,814. 814, and our line is at 71,788. So we are what, 20 bucks off? 20 bucks off. So that's pretty precise. So we are 20 bucks off of 74,000. So in terms of percentage, this is pretty much perfection. So this is why 71,788 is important. Not because it's a round number, because it's not. So it's 71,788, it's not 78, it's not 72, it's not 73, 71,788. So this is my job here. This is my job on this channel, is to identify the frontiers, the previous frontiers that any stock used, and when those frontiers are going to be broken in the future. This is our chance to get in, because there's an imbalance in the market, and we can just join the winning team. If it goes higher, we join the buyers. If it goes lower, guess who we are going to join? We are going to join the sellers. So this is my job right here. You do your own research, you make your own decision. I don't know your financial situation, and I don't want to know it. I'm telling you what I see. You do what you want with it. So Bitcoin getting very close to having a move. Let me just qualify this. So if we start breaking 71,788, this is going to be good. But it does not mean that Bitcoin is going off to 120, because we also need to contend with this. Unfortunately, I'm not making those decisions. It's the market. But we have this big downward channel that we are also into. So that 71,788 move can cave in at that downward resistance. It can cave in at that downward resistance here. And depending on how fast we reach, if we reach it here, it's going to be a different number. It's going to be 80,000 that we could cave into. If we go at this space, it could be 77,000 we could cave into. And if we go just sideways, well, we could cave in right where we are at 71,000 or so, and boom. So nobody knows in advance. Nobody knows in advance where we are going to cave in, or if we are going to cave in. Nobody knows. But when it happens, we are going to know, because it's going to be happening in the present. And that's it. The present, it's now. We are going to know right then and there. And then we can take our umbrella and purchase. So this is Bitcoin. So very close to having an interesting move. Yeah, of course, if Trump says we are losing the war, then everything that we are seeing right now, which is the current knowledge of the market, is going to be changed by the new information. So this is working up to the present. This is looking at the current trend. The trend is going sideways. If something new happens, of course it's going to change. But these trends tend to be, how can I say? They tend to be valid long term. You know, This is a line that started, let's say it started in 2018. One line. 2018, this is the Bitcoin's price went super high. And then 3 years later, not 3 years later, 4 years later, it came back to it. So, you know, it's only a line, but boy, isn't this useful? So this is a span of 4 years. One line and the stock came back to it. Isn't it? Isn't it fantastic? Doesn't it feel like cheating? Yeah, almost. So these lines last, they tend to last a long time. So there's fluctuations into it, but they tend to last a long time. Okay, so I think I beat that dead horse. 71,788, this is the number. Let me go to Ethereum. Ethereum, this is on the daily chart. Ethereum is also into a downward trend. So it's still going down. So don't blame me if it goes to this line and then caves in again. It's supposed to do that. If it ever does this, then we are going to be there on that day, and we can do something about it. Okay, so that's Ethereum. So Ethereum's number to watch, this one is 2145. 2145. Well, because why? Because 2145, 2145, 2145, you know, 2145. Yeah, this was a bit higher. This was a bit higher, but you get the drift. We have 4 perfect touches, 5 perfect touches. This one went a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So this is the number we need to watch, 2145. Boom. And then a possible cave in to this one right here, depending again on this, on the rate of ascent, could be caving in at 25. Still, if you are a short-term trader, then this is fine. You know, this is fine for you. This is fine for you. Okay, so this is what we have right now. So let me continue. Let me just watch my live thing right here to make sure that things, you know, I don't trust it anymore. I don't trust it too much after what happened earlier. I don't see my screen moving. I just have one thing left. So let me end this. BMNR. Okay, it's moving. BMNR, so this is Tom Lee's Ethereum ETF. So this one is into a downward trend also. Downward trend is right here. But look at how close we are from getting outside of it. So this one, we need to watch 2236. If we start getting higher than 2236, this is going to be very important, because we are at the same time going to get outside of this downward trend. So outside of a downward trend, this is great. But then we need to watch if under which congestion zone we could be caught under. Well, this is the one right here, 2236. So it will be a double whammy. Outside of a downward trend and then outside of a congestion zone. So this would be a buy right here. Boom. So if you want 5 videos like this per week, you need to become a member at the 5 video a week level. It's costing what, the Starbucks, a big Starbucks, a venti with pumpkin spices and all that crap. And voila. So this is all for me. Wednesday is free Wednesday. Free video Wednesday, so at least subscribe so that you get Wednesday for free. If you want 5 like this every week, then become a member. I'm gonna tell you, well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, become a member. I'm gonna wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow if you are a member. If not, we are going to talk next week on Wednesday. So have a great evening. We are going to talk next day, tomorrow or next Wednesday. I'm going to tell you à la prochaine si Dieu le veut.